Alright, you guys. So, after a week of waiting, after a week of y'all waiting, and after some time to process everything, I finally decided to give y'all my review of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the review, man. Let's just, sorry, let's just get right into it. So, I want to start off with the negatives first. Then I'm gonna get to the positives. Then I'm gonna give y'all my review. I mean, my score, my conclusion. So, first negative I want to point out is the story was. It was. I would say the story was a major improvement of the first movie, but it still could have been better. It still could have been better. And the writing at times was corny. It was just corny for a movie that's supposed to be scary. And I know it's FNAF. I know FNAF has always had. I said this in the review of the first movie. I know FNAF has always had lightheartedness and stuff, and I appreciate that they pulled off, that they managed to pull that aspect off as well. I mean, aspect off well, but what made the franchise successful to begin with, what made the franchise beloved, was the fact that it was actually scary. And again, you're adapting the first few games, the first three games, and spoiler alert, including Sister's location, which I'm gonna get to that soon. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You've seen the movie. I mean, at this point, y'all should have. But yeah, but yeah, like you're adapting the first few games that were actually scary and were actually had a better plot than this. Like I know this is the movies, you want to do your own thing, but come on. Even as a FNAF fan, some of this just doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like for instance, my next negative, why the hell is Michael? I just cannot get behind Michael Afton and Mike being two completely different characters. They're supposed to be the same character. Mike is Michael's. Mike is Michael. Michael and slash Mike is William Afton's son, and I feel like I, I kind of want to say they did this just because they saw some of the complaints with the last movie being they're not doing the whole Afton family lore. Instead, they have Vanessa be William Afton's daughter, which I just cannot get behind that shit. So I feel like what they did was they added Michael Afton, since it, it was a name drop in the first movie, as a completely different character from Michael and from Mike, which at that point you might as well have just stuck. Yeah, I might as well have just stuck with the game lore and just straight up have Michael Afton and Mike Smith be the same character. Cause I just, bro, this whole Vanessa, cause I just cannot get behind Vanessa being Michael's sister. I just can't get behind this. Again, if you want to have, like I said this, but I think I said it in my review of the first movie. If not, I'm gonna say it here. If you want to have Vanessa be more involved with the plot, you could just simply have her be hired by Mike. I mean, by either just have her be like a supportive character that just helps Mike throughout the journey. Or if you want her to be tied with William after, straight up just have William, instead of having Vanessa be William Afton's daughter, just have 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 fucking Vanessa be controlled. I mean, not controlled, like influenced or threatened or something. You know what I mean? Hired, and then she has to change her heart at the end and starts helping Michael, which is supposed to be Mike. Instead of this convoluted shit, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Another negative. the 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 the, the Wizards. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. The Wizards should have done more. The Wizards should have definitely done more. In fact, if I'm being honest to y'all, this is gonna sound a little harsh, but the Wizards being prototypes and then having the OGs like the FNAF one animatronics from the first movie just come in to save the day. Like, oh, we're on that. In the way, first of all, the the Wizards and the classic animatronics are the same ones. They were just rebuilt. If you know the, again, I know this is a movie, but even for a movie franchise, this could have been this. They could have easily just done. Oh, the Wizards are the. They could have easily. They could, if anything, it would work. If anything, you could have had an easier explanation for the Wizards in the movies as opposed to the games. You could easily go have. You could have easily just explained, oh, they're damaged because after the events of the first movie. Literally, if I'm being honest to you, you could have had the Wizards straight up just be the OG animatronics instead of having the OG animatronics come and save the day. At the end, you could just have the Wizards. Hear me out. After Mike beats the Wizards, shuts down the Wizards, or once Mike has survived the Wizards, he convinces them to help Abby. He convinces them to help Abby to kind of redeem themselves. You know what I mean? Cause having the classics be severed from the Wizards in this movie kind of opened up a plot hole. Kind of made me question. Oh, so if Abby could just walk in so the classics care about Abby, but yeah, when earlier in the movie when Abby walked in there, just freely walked in there, they didn't think to come out to spend some more time with her, to build their bond. Easy change. Just get rid of just have the Wizards be the OG from the first restaurant, but damaged after the events of the first movie. That would have been a better explanation. I would have gone behind that. You know what I mean? Because I can't, bro. The Wizards just being prototypes. That's just, to me, that's kind of disrespectful to the Wizards. And then not have them do that much isn't helping anything. I do appreciate some of the things, some of the Easter eggs though. I can say that, which I'm gonna get to that in the positives. Is there any more negatives? Some of the kills could. I know it's PG-13, but some of the kills could have been just a little bit more violent. Oh yeah, and on top of that, I do like. I'm gonna say part. See, there's good and bad parts about the puppet. Here, I'm gonna talk about the bad parts about the puppet. The puppet herself, Charlotte, I actually like this portrayal of the puppet. It's the backstory though. I'm not gonna lie, it's the backstory. So apparently her kill happens in the restaurant and not outside of the restaurant. In the game, Charlotte Emily is trapped outside the restaurant, and William Afton pulls up in the car to kill Charlotte outside of the restaurant without anybody noticing, and then the puppet just comes out and protects her, and that's how comes out and covers Charlotte, and that's how Charlotte became the puppet. Charlotte so got inside the puppet, and that's how she became the puppet. In this movie universe, in Charlotte sees William getting taking a kid and back in one of the secret rooms in the parts and services, I'm assuming. And Charlotte literally tries to get the employees or some of the other parents to help, to literally help. And they was like, nah, we're talking, they're adults, go on somewhere. So she decides to take matters upon her own hands and go back there herself and save the kid. But in return, she gets stabbed, and she falls in the puppet's place, and then the puppet rises up and holding Charlotte, and that's how she becomes the puppet in the movie. If you wanted Charlotte to get revenge on the humans, on the adults for not helping her, you could have literally just adapted the games. I know it's PG-13. Some of the stuff that happened in the games are a bit too violent, but come on, that would have been the perfect way for Charlotte Emily to get revenge on the parents for not helping her. Have William Afton pull up and kill her while she was literally trying to have fun, get inside the restaurant, but then have William Afton pull up and kill her, and then have the puppet come out, see Charlotte, and then protects her, and he gets on her, and that's how she becomes the puppet. Not like in the games. You could have just done that. You know what I mean? But I still like the way they portrayed the puppet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Again, this is raw and unedited, so I don't got time to be editing shit. I don't want to edit this. I'm just posting it the way it is, the way I'm filming it. So I'm sorry if I'm stuttering. I'm sorry if I'm taking forever to respond sometimes, but it's just like this movie, man. Like I said, this movie was something. This movie was something. Now it's time to talk about the positives. So, first and foremost, as much as I didn't like her origin, like I said, I like the portrayal of the puppet. I like how aggressive she is. I know in the game she's more so of a protector of the animatronics, but I don't think we ever got. Again, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't even think we ever got a chance to see how the puppet feels about anybody else. You know what I mean? Because in the game, she still jump scares you if you don't rewind her music box. And I do like how they brought her music box in. I do like that as well. I just like I like her influence over the toy animatronics, and I do like how she's just a big player in the story as well. I do like how she's the integral character in the story. I like that. I like that. How she's essentially the integral character of the story. Besides Chica, of course. Besides Chica, which I do like how they give her recognition as well. I feel like I know some people are going to be complaining that I feel like I've seen some people complain that they put too much emphasis on Chica, which I don't really care. She's part of the main four. if they put emphasis on Foxy, Bonnie, Freddy, or Chica, or even Golden Freddy, which mind you is not in this movie, which I seen some people question where's Golden Freddy. I don't really care. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind Golden Freddy not being in this movie, even though it kind of bothered some people. I didn't mind it. I feel like they're gonna say Golden Freddy for the third movie. Golden Freddy's return for the third movie when Springtrap arrives. Yeah, I seen some people say where's Golden Freddy. I would have liked a cameo, but it didn't really bother me that he's not in this movie. It didn't really bother me. I would have liked a cameo, yes. Maybe at the end where when the OG showed up, maybe we could have had a cameo there. But I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. They wanted to focus on the puppet. I I I still would have had a Golden Freddy cameo, but I felt like they really wanted to focus on the toy animatronics and the puppet for this movie. Which, yeah, I felt like they wanted to focus on the toys and the really wanted to put emphasis on the toys and the puppet. And yeah, the puppet kind of took over Golden Freddy's, which yeah, which reminds, speaking of Golden Freddy, the puppet did kind of remind me of Golden Freddy. You know, the vengeful. That's all the animatronics though. But yeah, I do like the puppet's role in this movie. Yeah, another positive I like how they put in, again, just like the first movie, the Living Tombstones music plays. It's been so long. Hearing that in theaters, it was one thing with the OG FNAF song from the first movie, but it's been so long. That's how I know you know your shit, Blumhouse. I was genuinely singing it when I first heard it in the end credits, and I can't wait to hear "I'll Be Dying of Fire" in the third movie. Which, speaking of the third movie, that end credits, another positive. That end credits, I cannot wait to see Springtrap. I cannot wait to see Springtrap. I genuinely cannot wait to see Springtrap in the third movie. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I I I I genuinely cannot wait to see Springtrap in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I like how they could have done better with the animatronics, but I do like how they betrayed them so far. Yes, they could have been more scary. Yes, they could have got more kills. And yes, they could have developed them more. Could have been more, some of them could have been more utilized, but overall, they've been okay. I feel like they're going to do Springtrap justice. William Afton is the villain of the franchise anyway. They've done William Afton justice so far in these movies. Even if he doesn't have that much screen time, he's gonna be a major part in the third movie anyway. So who cares? But yeah, that Springtrap, man, I can't wait to see how they do Springtrap. Which, speaking, I love how they're listening to the fans with that part. They're satisfying the fans with that. Which, speaking of that, next positive, the Easter eggs. The Easter eggs. First of all, that FNAF beatbox, in the Freddy plush that Mike picked up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That FNAF beatbox, that famous FNAF meme beatbox. I literally said it to my mama sitting next to me. Did they really put that meme in there? Yeah, and another thing I liked, another fan service Easter egg I like. Again, earlier when I was bringing up the negatives, I said they put the sister's location reference. Again, Circus Baby. When I first saw her, I was like, "There's no way they're bringing her in. We already getting some sisters location shit." This is only FNAF 2, by the way. We're already getting some sisters location. All right, Blumhouse. I see you, Blumhouse. I see you, Blumhouse. That genuinely made me smile. More than the YouTube cameos, honestly, which that's the next positive. Corey returned. This time he saw the toy chicken. I do like how Corey kind of told Abby to get out the taxi car before he saw Golden Freddy without her beak, by the way, which I like that. Like that Easter egg. I'm not Easter egg. I like that reference. I like how they did that, even if it's the only time we see Toy Chica without her beak. But still, credit where credit's due. I like how they did that. But yeah, Corey's back. We even get at the Fast Fist restaurant, not restaurant, the Fast Fist. We get Daco, 8-Bit Ryan, Resbowski, and Baz. I forgot to say some of their names. I'm sorry. But yeah, I do like how they get that. I do I do like MatPat's. I know some people were disappointed, but I do like MatPat's voice of Toy Bunny, which at times I didn't even recognize it was MatPat. That's how you know he put a performance in. Which, speaking of the toys, shit, that's the next one. Next positive. The toys, the Wizards were done dirty, whereas the toy animatronics were done justice. From the marketing, from the get-go, I just knew the toys were gonna be done justice. And little behold, I was right. Megan Fox as Chica, outstanding. Even she was kind of the main animatronic they focused on, besides the puppet for Abby. But let me tell y'all something. Kellen, Toy Freddy. Even though it's not his ultimate custom night voice, I actually prefer this one because I do like how the toy animatronics were kind of were a threat in the movie. I do like that. I do like some people. I have seen some people say it's literally just this Glamrock Freddy voice from. It's literally just his Freddy voice from Security Breach, which that's fine. It's the same voice actor. That's fine by me. I would have liked this Funtime Freddy voice. I would have liked him to do his Funtime Freddy voice as Toy Freddy in this movie, you know. But at the end of the day, it's still, you know, it's still cool. It's still good. The voice of Toy Freddy in this movie is still good. You know what I mean? Although I am gonna say this though, even though I like Toy Freddy's voice, I will say this though. This Glamrock Freddy's voice, I do like how they portray Toy Freddy's voice in this movie, how Toy Freddy sounds, but I do think it could have sounded better. His voice would have sounded better with Wither Freddy or Classic Freddy as opposed to Toy Freddy, you know what I mean? But it's still good. The voice is, that's how good the voice is for me personally. I just think it could sound better with Wither Freddy or or Classic Freddy, you know what I mean? With OG Freddy, you get what I mean? But it's still good. Toy Freddy's voice, Killing Up's voice as Toy Freddy, is still good. Megan Fox as Toy Chica is still good. Even though I know we're on the positives now, but I'm gonna say a nitpick real quick since we're on the topic of voices. We didn't get Mango static sounds from FNAF 2 in this movie. You know, the part where Mango is on Vanessa's car, and Mango's trying to grab Vanessa out the car. That would have been the perfect chance to put in the static noise. You know what I mean? And another nitpick. I seen some other people point this out, but the part where Toy Freddy's in the old couple's house, and he and the husband, I think, do the sandwich on Toy Freddy's nose. That was actually the perfect chance to put in the boop, the hunk sound. You know, from FNAF fan games, you know how they touch Freddy's nose? It's the boop sound, the hunk sound. That was actually the perfect chance, and you kind of missed it. That was actually kind of a missed opportunity there. That would have actually been some more, made me like the movie more than I already did. You know what I mean? And another nitpick, since we're on the topic of missed opportunities, second time where we get Freddy's laugh in the trailers but not in the movie. Again, we're gonna use the same scene. For instance, the part where Toy Freddy is outside of the house and about to go in the garage. You could have easily put in Freddy's laugh right there, even if it's Freddy's laugh from FNAF 1. Even if it's Toy Freddy, you could have literally put it in there. Or the part where he's walking in the Fast Fest, and the dudes in and the teenagers, I'm assuming the people were talking to him, asking him to come, or before the people started talking to him, you could have still put in the Freddy laugh, or probably hell, or probably when Withered Freddy is doing his iconic pose from the games, from not from FNAF 2 when he's about to get Mike. That was actually the perfect. That was actually another opportunity to put in Freddy's laugh. Right when Freddy lunges onto Mike's desk, which that's another thing I liked. I like how they put in yeah. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Right when Freddy launches onto Mike's desk, that would have been a perfect chance to put in Freddy's laugh. You could put in Foxy's dum 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 dum, Foxy's humming song dum dum dum, but not Freddy's iconic laugh. And another thing, another missed opportunity, the iconic hallway sound, iconic hallway ambient sound from FNAF 2 in this movie. Plenty of scenes they could have put in it and they missed the opportunity. The iconic hallway ambient sound from FNAF 2. This is the perfect movie. You come on, Blumhouse. Come on, you guys with all the fan service, you could have done more. There were actually some missed opportunities. You could have taken more advantage of this movie. Come on, man. But I still like the movie. I'm gonna get to my score at the end. But yeah, well, another positive. I like the how Freddy did the iconic pose as well as Toy Chica before she starts attacking Mike. Wow, Mike is wearing the mask. I do like how another thing I like how um Foxy, how they touched upon Witter Foxy not being fooled by the mask. He was actually about to kill him before Mike uh disables them, like, or shuts them down. I like that. I like that. That I liked. That I like how they addressed. It's just Withered Bonnie, arguably the scariest animatronic, practically didn't do nothing but come out of the vents. That could have easily been Balloon Boy. And we could have gotten some more Withered Bonnie's action. Hell, one thing I would have done with Withered Body was have Withered Body done the iconic stance when Withered Body's in the offense for FNAF 2. And as soon as Withered Body attacked Mike, you wanna know what I would have done? I would have had Withered Body, you know, in the joy of creation when where Bonnie smacks the hell out of you, beats the shit out of you. I would have done that with Withered Body. That was the perfect opportunity. That was the perfect opportunity. And you wanna know what else they could have done? The iconic, the prequel to Freddy's, that Freddy video, that Freddy animation. It being the night guard. You could have easily had, hell, the part where Balloon Boy sneaks up on Mike's desk. That was the perfect opportunity to reference the batteries, to reference that video. You know what video I'm talking about? That video where Balloon Boy was like, I don't really care if he's Freddy. I just want to get my hands on the sweet circular AA batteries. That was the perfect chance. That was the perfect moment right there. The moment Balloon Boy, right before Mike destroys Balloon Boy, which I like how they touched upon how fans feel about Balloon Boy. I mean, Mike destroyed Balloon Boy, but before that, they could have done a reference. There could have at least been one reference. You could have had Balloon Boy yell, "Batteries, batteries." That would have been even if all he were to say was batteries. I would have honestly clapped and cheered that they actually referenced that they would have actually referenced that video, but they didn't, unfortunately. Honestly, there could have been more fan service in this movie. That's kind of my biggest complaint with this movie. There could have been more fan service, just more. Like you already give us some of the other stuff. You could have given us more Easter eggs, more fan service. I do like how Five Nights at Kenny's and that other FNAF fan game is now canon. You know what I mean? I do like that. 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 I like that. I like that. You could have, bro. All it took, if we were honestly, if they would have just done like one more rewrite, I I I know the movie's getting a lot of hate. You know what I mean? But honestly, hear me out. If they would have just done like one more rewrite of the movie, keep some of the parts that work, and tweak up some of the parts that could have been improved, Loki, this would have been a masterpiece. This would have Loki been a masterpiece. Hell, the movie is still great. Which I'm about to give you all my score in a second, but yeah. Yeah. The the toy voices are fantastic. The Wizards, I was disappointed with the Wizards. Instead of having the OGs show up at the end, have the Wizards be the OGs and have them show up. That would have them been more integral to the fucking plot instead of having them be prototypes. Like, come on, Blumhouse, miss me with that bullshit explanation. Miss me with that shit. That's what I thought was gonna happen going by the trailers. Have the Wizards be the OGs, but damaged. And that explains them being more aggressive until until Mike convinces him to help Abby at the end. Hell, you literally had a scene. There was literally a scene right before Mike goes to his house. He turns his car to the OG restaurant to convince the OG animatronics to come. When it's like, bruh, your sister's at risk. Why are you going back? Your sister's at risk. If you wanted to have animatronics help, have the Wizards be the OG animatronics. That would have been better. So that way, when Mike goes to his house, he could just go there and not turn to another location, similar to the location that you almost just got survived, that you almost died in. You could have just had the Wizards be the OGs, but damaged in this version, and have Mike convince them to help Abby. So that way, as soon as he leaves the animatronics, the only thing he's thinking about is saving his sister. He's going straight to his house and saving his sister. Which, let me touch upon something real quick. At the end of the movie, right before the movie ends, um, Mike tells Vanessa to just stay away from them, which I can understand. Some people had an issue with that, but I didn't. I was like, my reaction was, oh damn. Some people was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I didn't. I honestly didn't feel a certain way. My honest reaction, I honestly felt like I was like, I honestly was just like, oh damn, oh damn. So it's like that, damn. Mike really is not playing no games. Mike ain't playing no games, man. Mike ain't playing no games. After Golden Freddy's child tells him everything, the child that possesses Golden Freddy told him that William Afton's gonna return, which that's technically the Golden Freddy cameo. The child, I'm over here thinking that child is OG, is regular Freddy's child, the kid that possesses regular Freddy. But no, I'm thinking that, but no, it said that's Golden Freddy's kid. But yeah, but yeah, so yeah, Golden Freddy's definitely gonna return in the Daredevil movie for sure. Which I wouldn't mind. I didn't mind him not being in this movie. I know some people was like, "Where the hell is Golden Freddy?" But I didn't mind him not being in this movie. And yeah, like back to what I was saying. Uh, Mike telling Vanessa to get on somewhere and stay away from them. Honestly, felt like that was honestly a valid reason. You know, after everything they've been through, these last two, the first movie and the second movie, I would have done the same thing. Except I'm assuming Springtrap FNAF 3 takes place right after FNAF 2, right? In this movie timeline, based off the way the movie ended. Honestly, here's what I would have done. After, because you're gonna kind of run into her again, since in this, especially in this movie's timeline, you chose to make Vanessa William Mountain's daughter. You wanna what? You wanna what you could have done? You could have just had uh you could have just had Vanessa go with them, and after the third movie, after they, I'm assuming they're gonna take down Springtrap. After the third movie, when they defeat Springtrap, then once this is all over and Springtrap is gone, the animatronics are gone, the kids, the puppet, then and after Golden Freddy, everything after everything that happens in the third movie, then I would have told Vanessa to get on with her life. I would have been like, okay, I don't trust you right now, but I do need your help to take down William Anthony since he's coming back. Which another nitpick. I would have when in the my only complaint with the Spring Trap post credits is that he didn't say his iconic "I always come back" line. That would have been the right opportunity to put that in there as well, but they didn't. So, but he's gonna say it in their movie, so who cares? But yeah, I understand why he did it though, because it's like you almost got me killed. Me and my little sister killed 2 times in a row. Get the fuck on. But at the same time though, they are gonna run into each other again in the third movie, because especially since the puppet is now possessing uh Vanessa. When it's like when it's like yeah, I would have just had Vanessa. This is gonna sound strange to some people, but I would have Mike hold a grudge. I would have Mike hold a grudge against Vanessa, but I would have kind of needed her help to take down Springtrap. But then after Springtrap is defeated, then that's when you could tell, yeah, you can get the fuck on now. You get the fuck, you can stay away from me. That's what I kind of would have done. But I understand why they did it the way they did. They're setting it Vanessa up in an interesting direction. The puppet possessed Vanessa, so yeah. So maybe that could be Vanessa's explanation for being Vanny. If you want to change things up from the games, that would honestly be a weird explanation, but especially since the puppet Charlotte hates is supposed to hate William Afton, but who the fuck cares? Anyway. But no. Actually, no. That's actually a terrible explanation for me, Vanny. Vanny, scratch what I just said. Fuck that. I definitely see the puppet and Golden Freddy. Wait. What are they gonna do with Golden Freddy and the puppet in the next movie? Team up, I guess. So yeah, after that, like uh after the after the events of the Dara movie, honestly, just hell, what's the character's name? Jeremiah, the black dude, already was like Vanessa crazy as hell. I honestly tell I honestly would have saved Mike telling Vanessa to get on with her life in the Dara movie after everything. But yeah. That's my review of Finance of Freddy's 2. That's how I feel about Finance of Freddy's 2. Overall, it had a lot of fucking issues. Yeah, it had a lot of fucking issues. But overall, I liked it. Another nitpick. Some of the FNAF hoaxes is that how you pronounce it? Hoaxes were in there, like missed opportunity to include JJ, the Paper Pals. We didn't really get that much endoskeleton action in this movie either. But yeah, overall, I liked the film for what it was doing. Despite some of the missed opportunities, I still liked it. You know what I mean? I still liked the film. And I recommend, especially to FNAF fans, because I know everybody else is trashing the hell out of this movie. Like, come on, a 12%. Even I know the movie is definitely better than definitely deserve the highest score than a 12%. And I think the movie has a lot. These FNAF movies have a lot of flaws, but even I think they deserve higher scores than what they got. Come on, a 12%. I like it would have been one thing to give the movie a 50 some percent. It's it. Come on, it would have been better if the movie had a 50 or 60 some percent on Rotten Tomatoes. Cause come the fuck on, the movie is it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Trust me, the movie is not that bad. But yeah, overall, I give the movie a 6.7 out of 10. I give the movie as a FNAF fan, or at least a prior FNAF fan. Like, what the fuck? I can't speak. I cannot speak, man. I'm sorry. As a prior FNAF fan, I would give it. Honestly, the highest I would give this movie is a 7. A 7. Yeah, no, you know what? That's my score. That's my score. Fuck it, that's my score. It gets a 7. It may go down in the future upon rewatches, but as of now, at the time of this recording, at the time of this video, I give the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie a 7 out of 10. Could have been better. It was still good. It was still good. I mean, not necessarily great. Not even necessarily good, all that good, but it was still good as a FNAF movie for what it was trying to do. Even if they had some missed opportunities, I would still check it out. It's fun. It's now. I'm gonna say this. Do I like this movie more than I like the first FNAF movie? I like it a little bit more because I do like this one a little bit more because of the tone. It's more suspenseful than the first movie, but it's not really that scary. It's not really that scary. I do like it more than the first movie because of the of more suspenseful moments, more jump scares. But come on, man, it's not that scary, especially that ending where the OGs come and take down the Wizards. Which let me say this right now, I would have just had uh, uh, when the OGs come down and take down the toys. Let me just say that right now. Instead of having it feel like a superhero movie, a superhero final battle, I would have have it. I would have the Wizards come and take down the animatronics, and I would have had the scene be more horrifying, more horror esque. Have the Wizards show the toys who's more threatening, who's more scarier, in a scarier, you know what I mean, in a scary way, more jump scares. Then have it more be more scary. That would have been the perfect way to do it instead of having it feel like a superhero moment. I know it's the whole "We Are FNAF" shit. I've been seeing and hearing about it lately. Hell, they even said that about the first movie. But come on, they could have made that moment. If you wanted to make it a scarier movie, that would have been. You could have made that feel like a more horrifying scene. Utilize the Wizards more. You know, you could have them save Abby, Mike, and Vanessa, but do it in a more horrific way. You know, show off the Wizards in a more horrific way, and have them dismantled, fuck up, literally have them fuck up their toys, like kind of like how they did in the actual movie. But yeah, except have it be more oil everywhere. When the toys are getting destroyed, have there be oil, kind of similar to how Willy's Wonderland, how the janitor Nicolas Cage destroyed the animatronics in that movie, and there was oil everywhere as they were getting destroyed. They could have done that with this movie. Have oil spew everywhere when the Wizards how I would do it. Have oil spilled everywhere when the wizards are taking down the toy animatronics. Yeah, but I do like how they took some inspiration from the Twisted One animatronic, the Twisted One book. Instead of having the Twisted Ones animatronics being in this movie, they had the toy animatronics took the wizard's role. I mean, fuck. They had the toy animatronics replace the twisted animatronics in this movie and have the OG FNAF cast come save them, come take them down at the end and save the cast. But yeah, that's my review of Financial Phase 2. Overall, I liked it, and could have been better, but as where we are now, the Financial Phase 2 movie was pretty. It was good. It was good. It was good. It's not that bad. Have an opinion of yourselves. Don't listen to critics. We went over this shit how many times with critics at this point. It's not that great. Don't get me wrong. This movie was not all that great, but it was still okay. It was alright. I could watch it again. It's definitely the fun, entertaining movie you will need. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is that hopefully with the third movie, since this movie did take itself more serious than the first movie did. Hopefully by the third movie we can actually take it even further and actually make it a horror. Actually make it like an actual horror movie. We're dealing with the serial killer, the killer of the franchise, the biggest threat, the villain of the franchise, Springtrap, as his ultimate form, Springtrap. We're getting Springtrap next time. Actually make the movie scary, and hell, if you want to, you can make the movie rated R. But I don't see them make it at this point. I feel like they're gonna just stick to PG-13. Honestly would be surprised at this point if FNAF 3 is rated R, but I'm not even at this point. I'm not tripping. We got two very entertaining FNAF movies that are PG-13. I do want them to make the next movie actually scary. But yeah, overall, I like this movie. That's my review of Financial Phase 2. Let me know what you thought about this review. Like, subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. So, peace out, FNAF fans.